Maybe this is just playwright's bias talking, but the best director leading the best actors in front of a world-class orchestra wouldn't amount to much without a script to guide them. But when you've just started a new production, all those pages and all that dialogue, they can start to form a seemingly impenetrable wall of text. But have no fear, for I am Derek, and though I do get drawn poorly, today we have 3 techniques that'll help you master the art of reading a play. Let's begin, shall we? And yes, welcome to Derek Sings Poorly, the channel for theater kids of all ages and the people who tolerate them, according to my script here. That's your cue to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And I don't want to upstage you, so I'm just going to wait and let you take care of that. Okay, moving on. I mentioned before the title that we'll be touching on 3 techniques in this video, and these are going to be ways of focusing and organizing your thoughts while you read a play script. Whether you're reading it as an actor, studying your part, as a director, doing your prep work, or as a student working on an analysis. Let me know in the comments which of those you are. The first technique we're going to call the character web. Purpose of this read-through is to get beyond looking at individual characters and think of the cast as members of a community, a shared world. Have scrap paper or a notebook handy, maybe this fine-looking journal here available now on Etsy, and label each character as they enter the play. If those characters share a scene together, link them flowchart style, and when they directly interact with one another, place a hash mark on the line towards the side of the character who has the higher status in the exchange. And I'll explain status more in a future video, but basically, who comes out of each shared dialogue looking better? And you can even add some color coding or emojis to indicate the emotion of the exchange, as if it were friendly banter or antagonistic or empathetic. And what you end up with is a document of every meaningful connection in the play. The more lines that lead to a character, the more essential they are in the world of the play. The more hash marks on the line, the greater affinity and depth that there is to that relationship. Perhaps it's actually much more one-sided than you had previously noticed. The character web lets you step back and see all the little quirks in the world of your play. The second technique might appeal to your inner production designer. It's the TABLEAU setting. See, it's a play on words combining tableau and table setting. You get it. This one's a bit simpler. It's a series of 3 drawings for each scene in the play. Obviously, I'm going to tell you that drawing skill is not what's important here. Include as much or as little detail as you feel comfortable with. It goes like this. Read through the scene. As soon as you hit what you feel is the emotional climax of that single scene, stop and sketch what you feel the moment looks like to the best of your ability. Now go backwards to pinpoint where the rising action truly began that led to that climax and draw that moment. And then read forward to the end of the scene and sketch the last thing before the blackout. What this does is emphasize that each scene has its own ebb and flow and emotional beats while contributing to the overall arc of the play. You should be able to place the climaxes back to back and get a decent comic strip style summary of the story. And for directors, this technique can also get you thinking about blocking. It's never too early for that. This last technique we're going to call the deep dive, and I mean deep like, whoa, deep dude. Because we're focusing on theme, motif, conflict resolution, the real thesis paper material here. I want you to think as you sit down to read the script, why is this a play? What's the purpose of it, and why is this the medium best suited to achieve that? And above all, what should the audience take away from it? Now, as you read, highlight any of the dialogue that hints at the underlying themes. In the margin, keep track of how far characters are along in their personal arc. And remember your English 101 and clearly state the defining conflict of the play, whether it's a person v person, person v nature, v society, or v self. Write it out, spell it out, phonetically if necessary, because if all that wasn't clear to you, how's it going to be clear to the audience? Theater is art, and the purpose of art is to communicate. So figure out what you have to say before you get all bogged down in the details of how you're going to say it. So there were 3 techniques, 3 organizational tools, 3 different excuses for writing in the margins. Not that I needed one. I'm a doodler, obviously. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what play you're reading at the moment, and be sure to share this with the line runner in your life, because next time we're going to discuss how to get into the book and pull out a character. Peace and all good.